All right, let's jump right in. I'm going to throw a few numbers at you. See if you can connect the dots in your head. First up, 1969. Then, a big one, over 25 million. And finally, 90 plus. So what's the connection here? We've got a year, a huge number of people, and a whole bunch of countries. Any ideas? It's all about Padel. Yep, the world's fastest growing sport. 1969? That's the year it was invented. Those 25 million people, that's how many are playing it today. And the 90 plus, that's how many countries it's in. I bet you've seen those glass courts popping up everywhere. Or maybe your friends won't stop talking about it. So let's get into the story. And here's the crazy part. The origin story is, well, it's not what you'd think for a sport that's taking over the globe. This wasn't cooked up in some corporate lab or by a fancy sports federation. Nope. It was a complete accident in someone's backyard. So let's meet the guy behind it all, Enrique Corcuera, down in Acapulco, Mexico. And his big motivation? You know, he was just kind of getting tired of tennis and squash. He wanted something that was more social, something you could do with friends that was just more fun. Okay, so Corcuera had two really relatable problems. First, his yard wasn't big enough for a proper tennis court. And second, the tennis balls kept ending up in his neighbor's garden. Annoying, right? So his solution was just genius in its simplicity. He built a smaller court, 20 by 10 meters, and just walled it in. Boom! Problem solved. And from that one simple fix, the whole thing just snowballed. I mean, it went from that one backyard court in '69 to his influential friends seeing it, loving it, and taking the idea back to a tennis club in Marbella, Spain. From there, it just exploded. By 1992, it was big enough to have its own world championship. And today, well, it's that global boom we've been talking about. So, okay, you get the story. But how do you play it? What is it that makes Padel feel like this perfect mix, part tennis, part squash? First thing you gotta understand is the court. It's way smaller than a tennis court, only 20 by 10 meters. But here's the key, the walls, especially those glass back walls. They're not just there to keep the ball in, they are part of the game. Look, you don't need to memorize a whole rule book to get why this sport is so addictive. It really just comes down to two main rules. Two rules that change everything. Rule number one, the serve. Forget about those crazy, hard-to-learn overhand serves from tennis. In Padel, it's underhand. That's it. You bounce the ball once, you hit it at or below your waist. That one tiny change is a complete game changer. It means anyone, and I mean anyone, can pick up a racket and have a real rally going in minutes. And then there's rule number two. This is where the magic really happens. Using the walls. So the ball has to bounce on the other side of the court first, just like tennis. But after that first bounce, you can let it hit the glass walls on your side and then play it. This is what creates those awesome, long, super strategic rallies that Padel is famous for. So that all brings us back to the big question, right? How on earth did this quirky little game invented in a backyard in Mexico become this massive global thing? Well, it's really a perfect storm of reasons. First, it's so easy to learn thanks to that underhand serve. Anybody can play. Second, it's super social. You're always playing doubles on a small court, so you're constantly talking and laughing. It's also way less running than tennis, so it's easier on the body. And yet, because of the walls, you get these incredibly fun, dynamic rallies. It's like they stumbled on the perfect recipe for a modern sport. It's just an incredible journey, isn't it? To think that it all started with one guy trying to solve a simple problem at his house in Acapulco. And it grew into this massive global community that's all about one thing, having fun. So I'll leave you with this question. This is a sport that wasn't designed by a corporation. It was born from a simple problem in a backyard. When you look at how accessible it is, how much fun it is, how it connects people, you have to wonder, is Padel the blueprint for the future of community sport?